to turn your dreams into reality. Let's help you write the next chapter of your story. Call 5950 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
For in-depth news coverage from across Zambia, local and national news, business, politics, and sports, this is the Sun FM News, brought to you by ABSA. Your story matters.
The news.
Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Imelda Chikwati to present the news on Sun FM Radio and TV. Government has encouraged financial institutions in Zambia to focus on health and adventure as key factors in boosting productivity and fostering innovation. Parents have been encouraged to break their silence on deferment cases, as withholding information only increases the danger for children, as inaction enables perpetrators to continue while victims endure suffering. The Rural Electrification Authority REA has expressed confidence in the Zambia-Tanzania Interconnector project, emphasizing its potential to fast-track Zambia's goal of achieving universal electricity access by 2030. Defending champions Zambia and Malawi opened their COSAFA Under-17 Girls Championship campaigns with victories at the Hague Gangop Stadium in Windhoek on Saturday.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikomba has urged financial institutions in Zambia to prioritize health and adventure as essential drivers of productivity and innovation. Speaking at the official opening of the 2025 Bankers Sports Day, held under the theme Health and Adventure, the Currency of a Thriving Professional, Dr. Sikomba commended the Zambia Institute of Banking and Financial Services and the Bankers Association of Zambia for promoting a health-conscious culture within the sector. The minister emphasized that physical wellness enhances professional output, while a spirit of adventure empowers institutions to innovate amid the rapidly evolving financial landscape. He outlined government initiatives to promote wellness, including upgrades to sports infrastructure, health campaigns, and educational programs designed to instill fitness habits across all age groups.
A testament of how the banking and financial services is committed to fostering the culture that prioritizes well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, in a profession that often demands long hours, high pressure situations, and rapid decision-making, you thinking off your feet, it becomes extremely essential that we remind ourselves of the fundamentals of what we call work-life balance. Most of the time, you realize that you're so consumed about work and forgetting your families. You're so consumed about work and forgetting your health, your well-being. This particular activity, ladies and gentlemen, is one which will allow us to now be able to distress and be able to go back on Monday. But as the CEO of the Institute mentioned, do not participate professionally.
At the same event, Institute of Banking and Financial Services President Lishala Stumbeko reaffirmed a commitment to sustaining the Bankers Sports Day, noting its vital role in helping professionals build resilience, adaptability, and teamwork in a competitive industry. He described the event as more than just sport. It serves as a platform for mental rejuvenation and unity among finance professionals.
Symbolizes the courage to step out of our comfort zones and explore new opportunities. It represents our capacity to be resilient and adaptable in a rapidly evolving industry. The financial services sector, guest of honor, is undergoing massive transformation. And those who dare to innovate and explore will undoubtedly lead the way forward. So as we participate in sports today, let's embrace the sense of an adventurous spirit. Each game played and each goal pursued reflects our ability to work collaboratively and think creatively. By encouraging and supporting one another in our athletic pursuits, we develop a culture of companionship and teamwork, attributes which are invaluable in our professional lives.
Meanwhile, Bankers Association Lowani Chibesakunda stressed that such practices contribute to both individual well-being and institutional performance. Her speech was delivered on her behalf by Vice President Mwindwa Siakalima.
In the same way that financial transactions are a medium of exchange as financial sector players, today sport is the currency we shall use to transact and compete amongst ourselves. Fitness can embody physical, mental, emotional, and even financial health. Simply put, fitness is about being agile, adaptable, and prepared. That said, being healthy can be a goal which you and I can set today and journey towards the goal of overall fitness as we heard earlier. Many of us are in a competitive sprint on our usual day job, which is balance sheets, talking to our customers, growing the brands, footprints, and the like. Although this kind of competition is healthy and is necessary to grow our country.
Moso Tunia Division Girls Brigade Commissioner Lieutenant Gift Malichi has urged parents to stop concealing cases of defilement, warning that silence puts children at even greater risk. Speaking on the sidelines of a Girls Brigade sensitization meeting, Ms. Malichi stressed that defilement remains a serious issue threatening the safety and well-being of children, especially girls. She explained that silence and inaction allow perpetrators to continue their offenses while victims suffer in silence. Ms. Malichi firmly urged parents and guardians to stop protecting abusers out of fear or shame, emphasizing that reporting defilement and rape cases serves as a deterrent to potential offenders. More in the following report.
Defilement remains a serious threat to girls in Zambia, leaving many vulnerable and without protection. In response, the Girls Brigade of Zambia is working to empower young girls with knowledge and confidence to safeguard their rights and future. At a recent meeting in Livingston, Commissioner of the Girls Brigade Musotunya Division, Lieutenant Gift Malichi, expressed concern over the rising number of defilement cases in the country.
Today is our big day. We want to sensitize our girls from Girls Brigade about defilement. Yes. To start with, I would like to send a message out there, especially to people who are defiling children, to say our girl child from the Girls Brigade of Zambia is protected by the international president, the African president, the national president, the commissioner, and the captain at the company. So when you defile a child in any community here in Zambia, it is going to attract all these stakeholders, meaning even the international president would come in and would question the law of Zambia, the steps it has taken.
Ms. Malichi urged parents and guardians not to conceal such incidents, emphasizing that silence only enables offenders and puts more children at risk.
We have the police, we also have the people from the court. So these stakeholders, they can help in sorting out this case. The case of defilement should not be kept as a family top secret, because it is psychologically affecting affecting a girl child.
And resident magistrate Chisala Wade explained the laws protecting girls from sexual abuse and exploitation and encouraged the girls to stay alert, recognize inappropriate behavior, and speak to trusted adults, police officers, or counselors if they feel unsafe.
So this law states that any person who unlawfully and carnally knows a child commits a felony and is liable upon conviction to a term of imprisonment of not less than 15 years as a girl child. You are smoothing up Bethesda with potential abusers. Most of the times, potential abusers are people that you trust.
These efforts aim to create safer, more informed communities where every child can grow up free from fear, and the Girls Brigade of Zambia continues to work towards empowering young girls and protecting their rights. Prudence Mutelo reporting for Sun TV News in Livingston, Southern Province.
The Rural Electrification Authority, REA, has held the implementation of the Zambia-Tanzania Interconnector Project, ZTIP, stating that it will accelerate the goal of achieving universal electricity access by 2030. The $292 million project, funded by institutions including the European Union, the World Bank, and the United Kingdom, will enable Zambia to import 2,000 megawatts of power from Tanzania through the East Africa Power Pool. In an interview, REA Director of Engineering Services Alex Mumba highlighted that the project aligns with REA and the government's commitment to ensuring that every household, especially in rural areas, is supplied with electricity either through ZESCO or the national grid by 2030. Mr. Mumba expressed optimism that the project will not only connect the eastern region but also expand to the southern part, creating more trading opportunities for Zambia. He further stated that infrastructure development is expected to be ready by the time the project is commissioned, helping Zambia transition from low power availability to energy sufficiency despite current supply challenges.
And so this project, number one, is trying to link these two projects. The benefit in that regard for the country like Zambia is that in the event where we have like the situation we are now, where we do not have sufficient power, then you can easily import, because there's a direct link with a country that has excess power with you who doesn't have enough. So that is one benefit. So assuming that we had this project last year or this year, it essentially means that the 2,115 megawatts that have been commissioned by Tanzania, 2,000 is excess for that country. So that will have flown into Zambia.
The Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources has launched a nationwide sensitization campaign on the impact of climate change in Zambia. The initiative aims to help stakeholders in various communities understand how climate change affects the agriculture sector. Led by Kasautu Mijelo, the committee recently visited Solwezi district, where they held public hearings to discuss climate change awareness in Northwestern Province. During a joint courtesy call with Northwestern Province Minister Robert Lihefu, Sibeso Sefola, chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on National Economy, Trade and Labor, emphasized their commitment to examining issues affecting the mining sector.
They are in the province to interact with various stakeholders. These are parliamentary committees on agriculture, lands and natural resources who are currently in the province to engage with various stakeholders in the areas of agriculture, lands and natural resources. Another key committee focusing on the national economy, trade and labor is also here for a similar program. Both committees have paid a courtesy call on Northwestern Province Minister Robert Riefu at his office in Solwezi.
Very important that we try to find solution on how we are going to manage to live with this climate change, because it has come here to stay. And it is not going anytime soon, and I don't believe that a climate change will stop. It will continue, and it's quite important that through the interaction with technocrats, from Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Green Economy, maybe we are going to find solution on how we are going to manage. But we know quite all right that irrigation is the key, and it's the only way we are going to manage to feed our people in the country.
As a Committee on National Economy, Trade and Labour Matters, we are here in your province. You clearly indicated that this is a new copper belt. We are interrogating the issue of adherence with the mining license regulations here in the province. Honourable Minister and all the delegation here, you might be aware that Zambia is projected to produce about 3 million copper tons by 2030. And this cannot be done in isolation without us looking at the regulations that are governing the mining industry.
The provincial minister expressed happiness about the visit, stating that it is significant for the people of Northwestern Province.
We are happy when we can interact with these important committees because we also learn a lot from the committees. Climate change has come to stay, but for Northwestern Province, 2023-2024, we were hit by El Nino. And Zambia sits only 5 big mines, but 3 of them sits in the Northwestern Province. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has also reopened another mine which was dead for several years, for 6 years, Kalengwa mine.
Later, the Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources parliamentarians took the opportunity to discuss their agenda regarding the impact of climate change during a meeting with various stakeholders.
And we need to put our heads together, our brains together, so that we come up with some interventions which are going to at least help us to come up with ideas, no solutions, to make sure that we start a growing food for our citizens, and not just for our citizens in this country.
Delegates from Solwezi, along with heads of government departments, made presentations during the meeting.
What are the measures that we are putting in place to try and address the issue of climate change? Of course, we are working very, very closely, Ministry of Green Economy, the Forestry Department, on the Ecosystem Conservation and Community Livelihood Enhancement Project. This is a project that promotes sustainable agricultural practices.
To make sure that even as stakeholders we participate in also actualizing the vision that the President has to increase production to 10 million tons by 2027. Our research center has to be equipped.
From 2021 to 2023, the province lost about 634,000 hectares of forest cover or tree cover.
What we saw was Kasemba being the worst hit in terms of drought. We saw some of the perennial rivers, such as Fuba, that completely recorded zero flow.
Set aside in terms of the effects of climate change and other provinces, and also because of the availability of land in the province and the perennial rivers, we experienced and we're still experiencing a lot of migration of people with their livestock from other provinces into our province.
The chairperson of the Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources Committee is happy with the contributions and feedback received from the community. Krivat Tuta, reporting in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
The Zambia Medical Association has raised concerns over a sharp increase in hypertension, diabetes and strokes, particularly among Zambians under the age of 35. In an interview with SunFM TV News, ZMA President Dr. Kaumba Tolopu revealed that the crisis is being driven by poor diets and unhealthy lifestyles. He cited recent World Health Organization WHO statistics indicating that 90.4% of Zambians consume unhealthy diets, particularly fast food a trend he says is fueling the early onset of non-communicable diseases. Dr. Tolopu has emphasized the urgent need for lifestyle changes, including regular physical exercise, healthier eating habits, and routine visits to nutritionists for body mass index assessments to prevent obesity-related complications. He also warned against excessive consumption of fast food, stating that such habits are directly linked to the surge in lifestyle diseases.
A long time ago, we used to say that these are diseases of the elderly, but we can see now that even young people are obese, young people are actually coming into the hospitals in hypertensive crisis. We can see young people coming into the hospital with a diagnosis of a stroke. So it is true that indeed we have a rise in terms of the cases, non-communicable diseases. And so from Zambia Medical Association's perspective, we have stressed out that we need to be conscious of what we eat. And so some of the recommendations are that people need to have 5 savings. You need to have a healthy diet, and if you do not know what a healthy diet is, then perhaps you need to also visit a nutritionist depending on your BMI, so that then you can have a conversation and so that you look into your weight.
The Zambia Land Alliance, ZILA, has applauded the government for launching the National Lands Policy, which aims to digitize all land records across the country. Speaking to Konkola Radio News, Executive Director Patrick Musole highlighted that the move will enable individuals to submit digital land documents from anywhere with internet access, eliminating the need for travel to Lusaka or Ndola. Mr. Musole explained that digital records will improve efficiency in the Ministry of Lands, making document storage and the processing of official papers more streamlined. He also urged government to enhance security measures in the land registry to protect land data from unauthorized access.
Advantages of digital documents is that they are easy to store and to retrieve when required. They can also be signed using the electronic signature of the Commissioner of Lands by authorized ministry officials. Therefore, thousands of documents can be signed in a very short period of time. We therefore applaud government for implementation of this progressive provision of the policy.
We now take a break, and when we return, sports news. Stay with us.
Are your dreams on hold? Maybe that much needed home improvement, starting a business, upgrading your qualification, or simply taking that dream vacation? At ABSA, we understand. That's why we offer collateral-free personal loans of up to 850,000 kwacha. With a 7-year payment plan, now you can access more financial support to turn your dreams into reality. Let's help you write the next chapter of your story. Call 5950 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
Defending champions Zambia and Malawi opened their COSAFA Under-17 Girls Championship campaigns with victories at the Hague Gengop Stadium in Windhoek. Zambia cruised to a 4-0 Group B win over Mozambique, with the player of the match, Ruth Mokoma, scoring twice. It was a professional performance from the holders, as they also netted goals via Precious Mwape and Natasha Kasema, underlining that they are perhaps the team to beat again in this tournament. Mauritius are the other team in Group B and will be in action against Mozambique on Monday. Malawi defeated host Namibia 3-0 in Group A, with both goals coming in the first half. Namibia defender was the unfortunate scorer of an own goal as the ball came off the post onto her and into the net. Ethel Tambala then added a second for Malawi just past the half-hour mark before Faluna Omali added a late third in second half injury time. The action continued today when Lesotho and Botswana clashed in the opening opener in the opener in Group C at 12 hours. Lesotho were beaten finalists 5 months ago in Johannesburg at the 2024 tournament and were desperate to go one better this time around. Botswana got 6 points from their 3 pool games in that tournament, but still did not manage to get out of the group. Malawi were back in action as they took on Comoros at 15 hours, who are yet to win a game at the COSAFA Under-17 Girls Championship after 11 attempts. As we leave, the headlines once again. The government has encouraged financial institutions in Zambia to focus on health and adventure as the key factors in boosting productivity and fostering innovation. Parents have been encouraged to break their silence on deferment cases, as withholding information only increases the danger for children, as inaction enables perpetrators to continue while victims endure suffering. The Rural Electrification Authority REA has expressed confidence in the Zambia-Tanzania Interconnector project, emphasizing its potential to fast-track Zambia's goal of achieving universal electricity access by 2030. Defending champions Zambia and Malawi opened their COSAFA Under-17 Girls Championship campaigns with victories at the Hegengop Stadium in Windhoek on Saturday. On behalf of the entire news team, my name is Imelda Chukwati. Stay tuned to Sun FM Radio and TV. Bye for now.
The News, 88.5 Sun FM.
Are your dreams on hold? Maybe that much needed home improvement, starting a business, upgrading your qualification, or simply taking that dream vacation? At ABSA, we understand. That's why we offer collateral-free personal loans of up to 850,000 kwacha. With a 7-year payment plan, now you can access more financial support to turn your dreams into reality. Let's help you write the next chapter of your story. Call 5950 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.